Okay, if everybody had nice lunch, welcome back, and let's get started.
State will call Michala Stone.
Michala Stone.
You can sit right here. And if you could, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth and the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please lower your hand and state and spell your first and last name.
Okay. Michala Stone, Michala Stone.
And I ask you to slide up to the mic just a little bit and speak up so we can.
Okay, sorry.
No, no problem. And Michala, are you familiar with Gym Tech?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with the business called Gym Tech?
So I worked there for many, many years, part-time, here in college.
And what type of position did you hold with Gym Tech?
I was a preschool gymnastics coach, so I did like 2-year-olds, 3 and 4-year-olds, and then I'll do summer camp.
Are you familiar with the parent and top class?
Yes.
Did you ever teach one of those classes?
Yes, many times.
And were you employed with Gym Tech in 2015?
Yes.
Did you have occasion to be teaching the parent and top class in 2015?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the name of Jennifer Rosenbaum?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that name?
She actually took 2 of her foster kids to Gym Tech. So Mila, I think that's her name. Millie, she was in the 4-year-old class. I taught her one time, and then I taught the youngest one time.
Tell me about your interaction with Millie.
So Millie, I just was doing a substitute class basically. So, I don't know really anything about the oldest one at all.
And you said the other child, Layla Dean.
Mm-hmm.
And you taught her in a class.
Yes.
Was it a class that she was registered to take?
No, she was doing a trial.
And tell me how the trial classes work at Gym Tech. Are you familiar with that?
Yes. So you're supposed to go up and actually fill out a waiver and then come back and do a trial class. And so whenever you do that, you're supposed to be able to go take class, and I pretty much stay with the new person the majority of the time and then just do the entire rotation.
In regards to Layla taking this trial class, did you ever receive a waiver for her to be involved in the trial class?
No.
What was the process and procedure as far as the waivers were concerned? Did they have waivers in 2015?
Yes, you just went up there and then you came back and was like, hey, I just filled out a waiver. My kid's good to go.
Okay. And who would they tell that to?
The coaches.
Okay. And did they have to give you the form at all?
Not at the time. Things have changed since.
Okay. At the time, it was on what type of system?
Just on honesty.
And did you have the conversation with Ms. Rosenbaum in regards to the waiver about the trial class for Lee?
Correct.
And what did she tell you?
She said that she filled out the waiver prior to starting the class.
Okay. At some point, did you learn that to be not true?
I believe she did not do it, but I don't remember.
Okay. And during that trial class, what types of activities were you doing?
So the day that she actually had Layla in the class, it was just doing 4 rolls. She did 1 station and then did just 1 station out of the 4 or 2 stations out of the 4 that day.
Prior to that trial class, had you seen Layla at the gym before?
Correct. She would go the same day that her older sister had class basically.
And when you would see Layla, what would she be doing during those times prior to the trial class?
She would mainly be sitting, she was very quiet in the corner.
And were you aware of how old she was?
Yes, I knew she was 2.
Okay. And had you dealt with a lot of 2-year-olds?
Yes, I've worked with kids a lot.
Did she behave as 2-year-olds that you'd worked with before?
Usually 2-year-olds are very hyper and bouncing off the walls, don't stay still, getting into trouble, so she was not like that at all.
Did you ever see her prior to this trial class, ever see her running around or getting out on the floor or getting on any of the equipment at the gym?
No.
Okay. Were parents just allowed to run around and let their kids hang out on the floor and get on the mats and different equipment?
No.
Was there supervision that had to be in place during the times that they were on the floor?
Yes, so a coach had to be out on the floor with them at all times.
And at any time did During that class, you said there were, how many stations did you have for the class, that trial class that Layla participated in?
There was supposed to be 4.
And how did she do during that trial class?
She didn't seem like she wanted to do it at all.
And when you say she seemed like she didn't want to do it at all, what did you observe?
She was just tearing up and just didn't seem like she wanted to be out there. So I asked the foster mom if she was okay. And so they ended up sitting down after not long after the class started.
When you asked the defendant, Jennifer Rosenbaum, if Layla was okay, did she respond to you?
Yes.
What did she say?
She just said that her actual biological mother did a lot of drugs or something like that. So that's the reason why she has problems.
Had you seen Layla exhibit any signs of what you would call problems prior to this trial class?
I just knew that she was really quiet and standoffish.
And did she finish the class?
No.
What happened during the course of the class?
We started off doing a warm-up, and then we usually go to the floor station, and then that station mainly consisted of just 4 rolls. So.
And so let's start with the floor work. What type of work were you doing with Layla on the floor?
So there's a cheese mat, so it's a downward incline, and so you get up on it, and we tell them to tuck their neck, put their, look at their belly button basically, and then do a forward roll, look at their belly button and roll over. And so, there's just multiple stations for a 2-year-old. A forward roll is pretty, difficult, so we just, keep doing the same thing over and over.
Was she able to tuck her head and roll down that wedge mat?
Yes, I believe so.
What other activity did she participate in?
That was 4 years ago, so those are the only things that I remember doing is just forward rolls that day.
Okay. And did any of the forward roll activity that Layla participated in involve being on the beam?
No.
Did it involve being on the bars?
Not that I remember. I don't remember doing any other activities other than the floor station mainly. That's all I remember actually participating in that day with her.
The floor station?
Mm-hmm.
And does the floor station involve any of that equipment that I just talked about?
No balance beam, bars that I can recall.
It doesn't involve those?
Yeah.
Okay. After that class, let me ask you, during that class, out of the 4 stations, how many stations did Layla participate in?
I only remember her doing one that, it was either 1 or 2, but the one that I remember is the floor station, so that is the only one I remember.
During the time that she was participating in this trial class, did she ever fall down at all?
No.
Did she ever appear to injure herself doing any of the things that you had her doing in your trial?
No.
Did you have a discussion, did you notice whether or not she was limping or had any injury prior to starting the class?
No.
Did you have any conversation with the defendant, Jennifer Rosenbaum, about her having any prior experience doing gymnastics?
Yeah, I don't think she ever did anything prior to doing gymnastics. She would take her to the house and work on some, positions that we worked on in class during, warm-up. That's the only thing that she did, but I don't think she took any other classes, prior.
After that trial class, did you see Layla again?
Yes.
When was the next time you saw Layla?
The following, week.
And when you saw her the following week, how did she appear? What did you observe about her?
She had a cast on her.
And did you ask about the cast?
Yes, I asked how it happened, and she said that she was talking to her husband, and her husband noticed that she was limping, and so she took her to the doctor and said that she was a trooper about it. Basically, wasn't upset or anything during the time that she got the cast on.
And when you say she, do you mean the defendant, Jennifer Rosenbaum?
Yes.
Did she ever mention that Layla had hurt herself the day during that trial class at Gym Tech?
No.
How did Layla appear when you saw her with the cast?
I don't really remember how she acted whatsoever. So I think I remember asking her, are you okay? How did your cast feel or something like that? Something about the cast, and she didn't say anything back to me.
And where was Layla at when you saw her? Was she standing up, sitting down? Can you tell where she was talking about her having this cast?
I don't remember. I just remember her walking in, and then she was walking behind the foster mom. And then I don't know if she like sat down or anything after. Like I don't remember.
Are you familiar with Gymnast's injury report form back then in 2015?
Yes, like if you're ever like injured, the coach is supposed to go fill out a waiver and then write down like what they observed and like how they got actually injured and the treatments for it, and then you're supposed to have the signature of the parent.
Did you ever have to fill out a form in regards to Layla name?
No.
At any point during the time that Layla was in your trial class or at the gym, did you ever leave her and the defendant, Jennifer Rosenbaum, alone in like the matted area where the equipment was, where they would have access without you observing them on the mats?
No, there's like a little divider, basically.
Nothing further at this time.
Okay. Cross.
I just have a number of questions for you. So things don't always happen according to policy, right?
Correct.
She was supposed to sign a waiver and you say you don't know whether she did or not.
Correct. It was based off of honesty back in the day.
So even if it wasn't allowed to take a trial class without a waiver, it can happen.
I mean, essentially, yes, at the time it could have.
And even if it's not allowed for parents and kids to use apparatus without a coach on the floor, it can happen, can't it?
It could if I'm not out there, but I was definitely out there the entire time. Like, I take my job seriously. I stay out there the entire time with the students, basically.
Some parents arrive early, don't they?
Like, I think I was in school at the time, so I got there pretty early, and I would hang out.
And week after Layla broke her leg was October 26th, isn't that correct?
I'm guessing. I don't remember the exact date, so I have
You
no
know
idea.
the exact date. What is the date of the class that she took with you?
I have no idea. I did like classes throughout the week, and my schedule would always change, so I really have no idea. It would just depend on semester to semester of which days I actually coached.
Okay, so as you sit here today, you don't know when it is that this trial class took place?
No, that was 4 years ago.
Would you create a role for kids that were doing a trial class?
I don't remember how I did it then, but now whenever people, like before I quit, essentially, I would actually write the names of the students down and put trial and then the day that they actually trialed. So 4 years ago, I'm not really sure what I did back 4 years ago.
And how, if somebody was doing a trial class, how would you know to put their name on the roll? Let me ask. Yeah, how would you determine whose name to put on the roll for a trial class?
So, like, I mean, now if they came in, like, we have a little, like, sheet of paper that has their name on it, and then we started, like, writing it down.
And after you're done with your role, who would you give that to? Did you keep it, or did you do something else?
Yeah, we would keep it in the binders, and then, you know, after, like, a certain period of time, I'm not sure what they actually did with them. I don't know if they kept them. I'm not sure. So.
When you say they, who do you mean?
The owners, so I'm not sure what the owners would do after like so many months would go by, because like you would keep track of the attendees basically, like how long that they've been in it, and then if they haven't done it, you would scratch their name out basically. So, but every coach was different.
But that would be given to the owners to record however they want.
So
That would be given to the owners, that list that you.
So it, like, yeah, the owners, yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you. No.
But these binders, these were what happened more recently, correct? You
No,
don't
we
know-
still had the binders back in the day, because like once they started, you had to like keep track of who was actually like an active participant, and plus, you know, if you have so many students, you need to know their names anyways.
Did you not say to Ms. Young that you don't remember what system was used back then in 2015?
You always had the binders though. You always kept records, like if they were,
Did you say you didn't remember?
if I put the trial's name down that day. I knew she took the class, but I don't know if I actually wrote like physically her name down in the trial, like saying that she did the trial class.
Anything else?
Nothing further from the staff.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You can step down. Any objection to witness being excused?
Nothing from the staff.
Okay. And you're free to go. State will call us next witness.
State will call Michelle Flinn.
Michelle Flinn.
Will you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth and the whole truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please lower your hand. Please tell me, can you please state and spell your first and last name?
Yes, my name's Michelle Flinn, Michelle. Last name Flynn, F as in Frank, Linn.
And if you could please tell the ladies and gentlemen how you are employed.
I'm the Deputy Chief Investigator of the Special Victims Unit with the DeKalb County District Attorney's Office.
And how long have you held that position?
I've held the position for a little over 2 years.
And what duties do you have as the Chief Investigator with the DeKalb County DA's office?
I oversee investigations for domestic violence and sexual assault, crimes against children, any sexual exploitation of children, as well as juvenile court investigations and all of our elder exploitation financial crimes.
And at some point, as part of your duties, were you requested to assist with the case involving the defendants Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum?
Yes.
And what requests were made of you in regards to that particular case?
Specifically to review bank records that we had ordered through subpoena.
And what in particular were you looking for in regards to those records?
I was asked to look for any information on any daycare that may have been purchased or paid for involving Jennifer or Joseph Rosenbaum's accounts, as well as any purchases that would have been made regarding travel at the time, and if there was anything else that stood out to me.
And what records did you receive in order to fulfill this request?
We did a court order for the credit reports of both Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum to begin with, and after reviewing their credit report from Equifax, then we are able to take the accounts that are on there and determine exactly which accounts we need to then further subpoena to get those records.
And did you find certain accounts that you subpoenaed? Correct?
That is correct.
What accounts did you subpoena records from?
I subpoenaed records from Bank of America, from Citibank, USAA, I believe it was Credit One, First Premier Bank, and Capital One.
And do you recall where you received, what records did you receive from any of those subpoenas? Are those all, did you receive all of those records we just went over?
No, I did not.
Which records did you in fact receive?
We received records from Bank of America, from Citibank, from USAA, and we received letters from Capital One, First Premier Bank, and the Credit One.
And the letters that you received as to those three accounts you just talked about, were they accompanied with any records?
No. Capital One said they did not have anything on record. I believe Credit One, I'm trying to remember this correctly, Credit One said that they could not comply with the subpoena from out of state because they were not an institution that was in the state of Georgia, and we would have to follow a specific procedure for that. And we decided not to go further with that. First Premier Bank, I had two separate letters from them. One was stating that they did not find any accounts in their names, and another stating that we had to comply with their process in their state as well.
And outside of the bank records, did you receive any other records to review as part of the request for your investigative part in this case?
Yes, Medicaid records, as well as Department of Community Health records.
And did you receive records from the Department of Health?
Yes.
At this time, Your Honor, the state would tender into evidence States Exhibit 217 with the self-authenticating records from the Health Department.
Admitted.
Showing what's been marked and tendered into evidence States Exhibit number 217. Do you recognize those, and are those the records that you received?
Yes.
And were you asked to look at specific things in regards to those records you received from the Health Department?
Yes.
And what were you asked to look at?
There was specifically a form in there that actually asked whether or not they went to child care or daycare.
And I'm gonna start with the first child. Who did you receive records from for the health department for?
Millie Place and Layla Daniel.
And I'm gonna start with Millie Place. And from these records, are you able to determine, who took them to this visit and on what day they were there?
Yes.
And which child are we talking about in this particular portion of the record?
This is Millie Clendening.
And on what date was she taken to the health department?
On October 22nd, 2015.
And who was she taken by?
This was Jennifer, and it says Jennifer Joseph Rosenbaum.
And as part of those records, was this license included?
Yes, it was.
And who's that? Whose license is that?
Jennifer Rosenbaum.
And you indicate that you were asked to look at a form. Is this a form that you looked at?
Correct.
And specifically the question regarding question number
I believe it's 14, right?
And if you could please, what was that question?
Does your child eat meals provided by a child care center or at school? And it was checked off yes.
And did you look at that same information in regards to Layla?
Yes.
Is that top form?
Correct.
And on what date was she taken?
Also on 10/22/2015,
And who does it indicate was the person that took her to this appointment?
Jennifer Joseph Rosenbaum.
And did you review the same form in regards to Layla Day?
I did.
And as to question number 14, regarding daycare or at school, what was the indication in regards to meals being provided?
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you to look further up at number 11. What is that question asking?
Check all your child has had in the last month. And it's
And what are the things that are listed?
diarrhea, constipation, vomiting, nausea, difficulty chewing or swallowing, unable to feed self, dental problems, special diet, health or medical problem, food allergy or problem, or none.
And which one was checked off?
None.
And I think you said you received bank records as well.
That's correct.
And what purpose were you reviewing those records for?
I'm sorry?
For what purpose were you reviewing those records? Sorry.
To determine whether or not there was any evidence of daycare that had been purchased or that a payment had been made to a daycare or child care facility, as well as any travel or medical treatment.
At this time, Judge, the state will tender into evidence State's Exhibit 218, which is self-authenticating business records from USAA.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted. 218. Yes.
I'm showing you what's marked as State's number 218. And what records are those?
These are the records we received from USAA.
And who are the holders for those accounts?
Jennifer Michelle Rosenbaum, and Joseph M. Rosenbaum.
And did you review those records in regards to the charges that we've spoken about?
Yes.
I'll ask you first, in reviewing of those records, did you see any charges for gym tech?
Yes, I did.
And how many charges for gym tech did you observe in those records?
I believe there were 3, maybe 4 total. I can look back if you want me to be specific.
Didn't have to do that, but
Okay.
you saw total, I guess, charges for gym tech.
Yes, I did.
Did you see charges for travel out of town that appeared to be from out of town?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And where was that to?
Specifically, there was some in South Dakota. There was also a small charge in Hilton Head. There was something in Washington.
As far as you indicated, you were looking for other types of charges, being specifically daycare.
Correct.
Did you find any charges in regards to that account that indicated that appeared to be purchases or payments for daycare?
No, I did not.
Did you see any charges for any vendors or businesses by the name of Ola Academy?
No, I did not.
Did you see any charges in regards to payments for Bethany Baptist Church?
No, I did not.
Did you see any charges in regards to Turning Point Baptist Church?
No, I did not.
And in regards to, that was daycare. Those particular records, were you reviewing them for other types of charges?
Yes, for medical treatment, to see if there was any medical treatment that appeared on here.
Specifically, did you see any charges, did you see any medical, what appeared to be medical charges for a doctor's office, urgent care, hospital, prescriptions, anything of that nature?
There was only one charge for a Quest Diagnostics.
And do you recall what date that was?
I do not.
If you need to review it.
It was on 11/17/2015.
And in reviewing those records, did you see any other anything else that appeared to be for medical purposes?
No, ma'am, not until, up until the actual date in question, which was November 17th, 2015.
And was that Quest Diagnostic?
Correct.
That you were talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
And this time, state attenders evidence states exhibit 219, which are self-authenticating business records from the city.
Admit.
And if you could review state's exhibit number 219. Do you recognize those as records you received from Citibank?
Yes.
And did you review those as well for the similar type charges that we've been discussing thus far?
Yes, I did.
And once again, did you see charges for the purposes of, that appear to be for the purposes of daycare?
No.
Any charges for Ola Academy, Bethany Baptist, or Turning Point?
No, I did not.
What about for medical treatment?
No.
On any particular date?
No, ma'am.
At this time, state will tender into evidence self-authenticating records from Bank of America, which would be state's exhibit 220.
Admit.
If you could review state's exhibit 220. And are those the bank's records that you received from Citibank?
From Bank of
I'm
America.
sorry, Bank of America.
Yes.
And same thing, did you review those charges for daycare and medical treatment?
Yes, I did.
And did you observe anything that appeared to be charges for any type of daycare or any type of medical treatment?
No, ma'am.
And so we talked about the bank records and the Medicaid and the health department records. Did you receive and review any other types of records?
The Medicaid records.
And Judge, at this time, the state will tender into evidence, State's Exhibit 2 221, which is self-authenticating Medicaid records.
Admitted?
And did you receive these in disc form, Investigator Flynn?
That's correct.
And were you able to do a printout from those discs?
Yes.
Shown attached to State's Exhibit 221. Are those the records that you received from Medicaid and then the printouts from those discs?
Yes, it is.
And who did you receive Medicaid information for?
Both Millie Place and Layla Daniel.
Okay. And I want to back up just a little bit. When we're talking about daycare, did you receive a request in regards to the locations of Ola Academy and Bethany Baptist?
Yes.
And what was that request?
To drive a route from the defendant's home to the Henry County Courthouse.
And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
What address were you provided for the defendant's home?
1521 Lincoln Terrace, McDonough.
And is that located in Henry County?
Yes, it is.
At this time, Judge, for demonstrative purposes, would it assist you to look at a map to describe the route that you took from the defendant's home to the Henry County Courthouse?
Yes.
You marking this as State's Exhibit 223? 222, thank you. For demonstrative purposes. Share the report first. And I'm gonna-
Any objection? Admitted for that purpose.
I'm gonna attempt to set it up on this easel right here. That's not working. How about this? I'll just hold it.
You sure?
Thank you. Do it the old style way. So, in State's Exhibit 222, what are we looking at here?
This is a map of the route that I took from the defendant's residence to Henry County Superior Court.
And on the course of that route, what did you pass? And there's a pointer right there.
I passed Ola Academy as I was heading back west, back to Henry County from her residence. That came up on my right, and then Bethany Baptist was just right down from that. This is about a 10-mile drive, about 20 minutes.
And you're saying from the defendant's home to Ola Academy?
No, ma'am, from the residence to the courthouse is about 10 miles total, 20 minutes, but halfway here is about right at the Ola Academy, between Ola and Bethany.
And did you pass both Ola and Bethany Academy as you went from the defendant's house to the courthouse?
Yes, I did.
self-authenticating document from Turning Point Church. On today, did you get a request in regards to investigation for Turning Point Church?
Yes, I did.
Let me show you what's been marked to State's Exhibit 223. And what was that request?
To go out to meet with the administrative and finance manager regarding whether or not Millie Place or Layla Daniel may have attended childcare at Turning Point.
And did you receive State's 223 as a result of that request?
Yes, I did.
And is that a letter from Turning Point?
Yes, it is.
I'd ask that.
Any objection? Submit. Any report?
And if you can read this letter that you received from Turning Point, and I'll start from the top.
To whom it may concern, Turning Point Church and its children's ministry has never offered a daycare service on Sunday, Saturday, or Monday through Friday. Outside of our weekly Sunday children's service, the only other thing we have ever offered was a summer camp which took place Monday through Friday during the summer months of 2017 and 2018. Our records are only accurate through the last 18 months. Therefore, we have no available record of Layla Daniel or Millie Place attending our Sunday children's services during the months of June to November of 2015.
So according to this record, the Turning Point have had a daycare for Millie Place or Layla Daniel to attend during the months of June to December of 2015.
That they did, I'm sorry,
Yes, would they have had a daycare for
no, they
them
would
to
not have.
attend?
No.
Now I'm going to turn your attention to the Medicaid records that you have for
Mhm.
And in those records, what's provided in those records?
It is a Medicaid claims history is the title of it, but it is basically defining every treatment that has been given to the specific children individually. It's the date of the service, the date that it was paid, the diagnosis code that was given, the doctor that was treating the child, as well as a provider ID and what amount was owed.
And I'm going to start with, thank you, Millie Place.
Okay?
I'm going to skip down to 2015. Starting in April, and I'm just starting at the top. And are those columns describing the different services that you talked about, the information that was provided?
Correct.
And so column 1 through 3 is the number and name of the person?
Correct.
And that next column is the claim number?
Yes,
And then the column after that is the date of service column?
that's correct.
And so sliding down to April of 2015. Was there service provided on April the 26th of 2015?
Yes, there was.
And what was the service that was provided?
I'm not sure if I can see the exact service, but I can see the diagnosis
What was
or the
the
code.
What's the code?
Acute pharyngitis.
And then the next column, what is it describing?
The number.
No, the column after the number.
The culture screen only, strep A assay with optic, and office/outpatient visit, comma, new.
And then not the column with the numbers, that following column.
I believe that's the doctor's name, Lyra Ratmeyer.
And then we can go down to September, give it to Action Share. And I don't know if you can see it if I make it small with the dates on there. I don't know. Are you able to see those dates?
Yes.
September the 26th. Was there a date of service?
Yes, there was.
And what was the procedure that was performed on the 26th?
Looks like culture, comma, bacteria, comma, other is for one of them. Another is they strep A assay with optic. And then another that says office/outpatient visit, comma, new.
And who was the provider for that?
Lyra Ratmeyer.
And then moving down to October 12th.
Yes.
And what services were provided? Or is it diagnosis that was in that column?
There's not a diagnosis listed there, but there are multiple,
Yeah,
yes,
the procedure, there are multiple.
multiple services.
And who was the provider for those?
Kimberly Purcell.
And then after October the 12th, what's the next date that this Medicaid claims show as being used?
October 28th.
And what type of procedure?
Sure I'm looking at the right row. Office/outpatient visit, comma, new.
And who was the provider?
Can you go back over to the other side? Okay, now you can move it back that way. Henry County Board of Health, I believe, if I'm reading the correct row.
And then after the October the 28th, what was the next date of service?
November 19th, 2015.
Okay. And what type of procedure was performed for that visit?
Office/outpatient visit, comma, new.
And where was that?
Stephen Leard.
And showing you, are these the same type of records, but this time for whom?
For Layla Daniel.
And we'll start with, is there data service starting in June?
Yes, on June 13th, 2015.
And what was the procedure for that? What was the diagnosis?
Nausea with vomiting.
And what was the, I guess, procedure or services that were provided?
Office/outpatient,
And who was the doctor for that?
John Eanes.
And was there a visit after that?
Well, and then the other service on that same date is catheterized for urine specimen, John Eanes.
What's the next date of service?
6/29/2015.
And same thing, what was the diagnosis for that?
It looks like vaccination for DTaP.
And who was the provider for that?
Stephen Leard.
And the next visit after that, or the next usage for the card after 6/29?
10/19/2015.
So in between June of 2015 and October 19th of 2015, was there any uses of that Medicaid card?
No, ma'am.
Did there appear to be any use on August the 12th of 2015?
No, ma'am.
What was the service that was provided on October the 19th?
X-ray exam of thigh,
And who was that service provided by?
Laura Patrick.
October the 19th, what is the next date of service?
October 20th,
And what was the procedure that's listed for that?
tr-
date?
treatment of tibia fracture,
And who is the provider?
Gilbert Duxbury.
And then the next date after the 20th?
October 23rd,
And what was the procedure for that date?
application of long leg cast,
And the provider?
Charles Coppinger.
And the next date?
10/28,
And what was that procedure?
it says office or / outpatient visit.
And the provider for that?
I'm sorry, can you go back over? Henry County Health Department,
And the next date of service?
October 30th,
And what was the procedure for that date?
x-ray exam of lower leg,
And who was the provider for that?
Charles Coppinger.
And the next date of service?
November 13th, 2015,
And what was that procedure for?
x-ray exam of lower leg,
And who was the provider for that?
Charles Coppinger.
And the final date of service?
November 17th, 2015,
And that procedure
emergency department visit,
and the provider for that?
Charles Evans. There are others listed as well on that same date.
Does there appear to ever be a date of service for November the 12th?
No, ma'am.
Between October the 30th and November the 13th, are there any dates of service?
No, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time.
Cross.
Good afternoon, just have a couple of questions. You subpoenaed Bank of America, Citibank, USAA, Credit One, First Premier, and Capital One.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did not get any records from, because you did not do an out-of-state subpoena for First Premier and Capital One,
Yes, ma'am, and Credit One.
and Credit One.
Well, I'm sorry, Capital One responded saying they did not have any accounts in those names. So I did get a response from Capital One. First Premier also provided me with a response in one letter saying that they did not have any accounts in those individuals' names, but another response saying they could not comply with our subpoena.
And Credit One said they could not comply with your subpoena.
That's correct.
So we have two entities. And where did you get this information to know to go to Citibank, USAA, Credit One, First Premier, and Capital One?
From the credit report,
Okay. So at some point, they had accounts on the credit report reflecting the fact that they had accounts with these 6 entities.
that's
correct?
correct.
And you checked all but 2, because you didn't have the subpoena complied with, but you checked all but 2, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't check for cash transactions, did you?
No, ma'am.
So if any payments had been made to GymTech or to daycare by cash, that would not account for it, correct?
It would just show a cash debit.
But you don't have that, do you?
It was in the USAA records. Yes, ma'am.
In the USAA records for cash debit, but if cash had been used without
Correct.
taking it from a debit account, if it had been taken out of somebody's pocket, you wouldn't know that, would you?
That is correct.
So you don't have any accounts for cash transactions.
No, ma'am.
And it's fair to say that daycare and GymTech could have been paid for by cash or through Credit One, correct?
That is correct.
And it's possible that it could have been paid by First Premier or correct?
That is correct.
And you don't have any records of that, do you?
No, ma'am.
I want to talk a bit about this Quest Diagnostics. Did you investigate any further?
Yes, I did.
And what was the date of posting of the Quest Diagnostics bill?
The posting, I'd have to look at the records again, but it was actually on November 17th, I
It
believe.
was on November 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
When was the Quest Diagnostics treatment received?
I'm not sure. I would have to look
Do
at
you
the
have
records.
here?
I have the bank records, yes, ma'am.
Would that assist you?
Yes. Thank you. It appears it was both posted and done on November 17th, 2015.
Do you have a record of that?
We did subpoena that information. I don't have it right here.
You don't have it right here?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you what it was, if that's what you're...
What was it?
A metabolic screening that was done on Jennifer Rosenbaum.
And a metabolic screen is a blood test.
Correct.
And what you saw on Quest is that they sent that, they had that blood test that day, correct, on November 17th?
I'm just looking at bank records right now, so I don't know. Yes, based on the bank records, it appears that it happened on that particular day, and it was posted on that same day.
Isn't it true that on the bank records, what you're seeing is a posting date and not necessarily a treatment date?
No, ma'am. Over to the right, it usually will tell you the date that it was actually specifically used. And in this particular it says a debit card purchase November 17th, 2015, showing a posting date of November 17th as well.
But that just shows that it was purchased, it was paid for at that time, correct?
Yes, on that specific date.
It was paid for on
And
November
posted.
17th.
Yes.
It doesn't say that the test was performed on November 17th.
No, ma'am.
In fact, this could be a test that occurred in the past and was just being paid on the 17th, correct?
Perhaps, yes.
Let's talk about the Turning Point records. The Turning Point records show that they don't have records past 18 months, correct?
Correct.
And so while they do have Sunday daycare, they don't have records for 2015, correct?
That's correct.
So they were unable to tell you whether Millie and Layla had ever attended, correct?
Right.
Now, these Medicaid records indicate history claims made. If medical treatment was sought and was not paid for by Medicare, that would not be reflected in the Medicaid presentation that you made a little earlier.
If the person chose to use their own money for that?
Yes.
That's correct.
So it would not be reflected.
That's correct.
And in fact, there isn't any, I did not hear you say anything about Piedmont Henry visit for Millie on November 17th, 2015.
Correct.
And she was seen at Piedmont Henry on November 17th, 2015,
I mean, I can look at the Medicaid records, but I don't recall that.
because it wasn't there, right?
I don't recall that.
Would it
I'm happy to look at the,
help
yes,
Medicaid records?
I can. Mhm.
Please, do you have them there? Or?
No, ma'am, I don't. I just have the bank records.
See if this assists you.
That is correct. There is not the only treatment is on November 19th, 2015.
But we know from previous testimony that November 17th was a date that she was seen at Piedmont Henry, correct?
I'm not aware of
You're not
further
aware
other
of it?
testimony.
Okay. But you're the investigator on the case?
That's correct.
So you're aware that she was treated at Piedmont Henry on November 17th, 2015?
I actually am not aware of that because that was not something that I actually investigated.
So who did that investigation?
I would assume it would be either Investigator Fleming or maybe even Investigator Lucas.
But suffice it to say that 1117 does not show up on that Medicaid report.
That's correct.
If she was seen on 1117 at Piedmont Henry, then either she paid some different way or it just didn't get registered, correct?
Yes.
Another thing, I turn your attention, if you would, to Layla's doctor's visit on June 29th, 2015.
Okay.
Is there any indication that there was anything other than vaccinations that day?
No, ma'am.
Any indication of injuries, bruises, battering, cuts, scrapes?
No, ma'am.
Anything? Thank you, that's all I have.
At this time, the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of calendar months for June 2015, July, August, and October, and November.
Any objection? Okay.
And
To
we'll
admit,
mark them
court
as
takes
page
judicial notice.
224. Investigator Flynn, did you speak with the folks at Turning Point?
Yes, I did.
According to the letter that you received in 2015, did they provide daycare during the days of the week, Monday through Friday?
No, they did not.
What day of the week would they provide, I guess, Sunday care?
Correct. Only on Sundays for Sunday services or if there was a special event at the church is what I was told.
So kind of like Sunday school?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to let's mark the State's Exhibit 224 to August the 12th. What day is that? I'm sorry, what day of the week is that?
What day of the week is August 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
Wednesday.
Nothing further. Nothing further.
All right, thank you.
Did you ask them about Wednesday nights at Turning Point?
I asked specifically about when child care services were available.
So you don't know whether Wednesday nights they had childcare available or not, do you?
She confirmed that only the time they would provide child care would be on Sundays or if there was a special event at the church.
And so if there was a special event that fell on a Wednesday, then they would have care, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing further.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Step down. And you're excused.
Thank you.
State will call us next witness.
State calls Troy Mitchell.
Troy Mitchell.
You raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Please state your true and correct name for the record.
Troy Mitchell
And sir, how are you currently employed?
with Henry County 911.
And what do you do with Henry County 911?
I'm a lead dispatcher.
And what does that mean to be a lead dispatcher?
I answer 911 calls at dispatch, police, fire, EMS.
And as part of the answering 911 calls, do you, what kind of calls, it may sound silly, what kind of calls do you get at the 911 center?
Any type of call.
Do you get medical calls?
Yes.
Do you have training in how to respond to medical calls?
Yes, sir.
And sometimes are you required to to talk people through different types of medical procedures on those calls?
Yes, sir. We are EMD certified.
And what does that mean?
Emergency medical dispatch.
And how long have you been with Henry County 911?
6 years.
Is this your first job in this kind of role?
Yes, sir.
I want to bring you back to November 17th of 2015. Do you recall getting a 911 call on November 17th, 2015?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall specifically the nature of that call?
It was a person choking call.
Now, are there any sort of records that are kept by Henry County 911 Center?
Yes, sir.
And are you familiar with the term CAD report?
Yes, sir.
What is a CAD report?
CAD is the computer-aided dispatch, where we log all the information that we receive from the caller.
And is that something that is generated for every 911 call?
Yes, sir.
Is that something that's kept that is kept by Henry County 911?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time I'd move into evidence states 225, which is the computer-aided dispatch record. There is an attached certificate of authenticity.
Admitted 225.
Sir, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. 225. Can you tell us when exactly you got the call that's referenced in states 225?
It's 1741.
Those of us who aren't used to military time,
Sorry.
what time is that?
541
And that's PM?
p.m. Yes, sir.
And what kind of call did you receive?
A person choking call.
And are you the person who handled the entirety of that call as far as 911 is concerned?
Yes, sir.
And what specifically did you do as the 911 operator on this call?
I provided emergency medical dispatch to him, performed CPR instructions.
I want to show you what's been previously marked as States Exhibit 226. Do you recognize States Exhibit 226?
Yes, sir.
And what do you recognize this to be?
The recording of the 911 call.
Okay, and did you have an opportunity to listen to this recording yourself?
Yes, sir.
Did you do anything to indicate that you listened to this recording?
I signed it.
Okay. And is it a fair and accurate recording of the 911 call from November 17th, 2015?
Yes, sir.
Were there any modifications, alterations, or deletions to this particular call?
No, sir.
Your Honor, at this time I'd move to admit States 226.
Admitted state 226.
So you indicated that you had a 911 call with a person. Do you recall the nature of why the call came in?
It was a child choking on a piece of chicken, who then stopped breathing halfway through the call.
You said they stopped breathing halfway through the call.
I believe so.
When they did that, what did you do when she advised the child to stop breathing?
I gave instructions on how to do CPR.
And were you aware the entire time as to how old the child was?
Yes, sir.
And how old was the child?
2 years old.
Your Honor, at this time I'd ask to publish.
May publish.
keep on starting my pumps again. We're gonna keep doing it until I don't get back over. Really get on that shirt. Hey, why? Either at all.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13,
14, 15, 16, 17,
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
all right, two more pumps of air again. Alright, you did a great job. Don't give up. This will keep her going until the paramedics get around, alright? Let's do 30 more pumps again. Less than a minute away now. Less than a minute away. They're almost there. Alright, before you do the two pumps, let's check her breathing again, okay? That's fine. Okay, just put your hand on her forehead. Your other hand under the baby's neck and shoulders and try to make sure the head's tilted back. Put your hand next to her mouth and tell me if you can feel or hear any breathing. Everything sure is going forward, right? Okay, we'll do that. Again, less than a minute now. We got PD coming as fast as we can as well. Keep going. You did the two pumps of air, right? Alright, let's keep pumping the chest then. Counter will be 1, 2, 5, 6,
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
after the paramedics arrive?
No, sir.
Generally, do you even know what happens after the 911 call?
No, sir.
That is right.
All right, thank you. Ross?
Mr. Mitchell, I just have a couple of questions for you. You said you told her to take the heel of her hand and push down 1.5 inches, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show us and show the jury what you meant by the heel of the hand?
Just using one hand, the heel of the hand in the center of the breastbone.
Okay. And the heel of the hand would be the lower part of the hand.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did not tell her to use 3 fingers to do CPR, did you?
I believe at one point I did say at first to use the heel of the hand and then use fingers for the second round.
Okay, but you had her do 30 plus 30 plus 30, pumping with the heel of the hand 1.5 inches, correct?
Yes, ma'am. 30 chest compressions for 2 breaths.
And so she did a total of 90 compressions with the heel of her hand.
I'm not sure how many total she did, but yes,
But
ma'am.
you instructed her to do 30 and then 30 and then 30, correct?
30 and then 2, yes, ma'am.
Nothing further.
Mr. Mitchell, since you're over the phone, you can't tell us how, in fact, she was actually doing those compressions, correct?
No, sir.
All right, anything else?
Nothing further.
Thank you, sir. You can step down. Thank you. Any objection to this witness being excused?
Not mistaken.
No objection.
And you're excused. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a 5-minute stretch break and then come back.